Hi, it's Leslie with Leslie's Cookies and Treats, and I'm back with Daphne from the Scooby Doo series. So if you haven't seen the other videos in the series, I'm making royal icing transfers to decorate these cookies. I went on the internet and I found some clip art for Scooby Doo and the gang, and I copied and pasted it into a document where I could size it for the right size for my cookie and printed it out. I put it into a sheet protector, and then I'm going to pipe my design or color my design right on top of that sheet protector. I'm using a 20 to 25 second royal icing consistency, and because my icing is thicker, I'm going to need to use my scribe to settle the icing down. I'm also going to be working from the back to the front, so I piped in her neck first and then her headband because those things are going to be kind of covered by her face and her hair. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw on the lines of her shirt and let those dry for a while I pipe in her face. Using royal icing transfers makes finishing your cookies really easy. You can always pick the perfect one so every one of your cookies comes out looking excellent, but you want to make sure that you make extras because royal icing transfers can be rather fragile. The lines on her shirt have had a chance to set up, so I'm going to pipe in the rest of the shirt now, being careful not to go over the top of my lines that I piped earlier. And because the icing is stiffer, I am going to stop and smooth out the icing periodically while I pipe in the shirt. And then I'll put my purple icing right back into the wet icing and continue piping the shirt, being careful not to go over the lines. Do you have a favorite Scooby Doo character? Mine was always Daphne when I was a little girl. I think it's because of her orange hair. I loved her orange hair. Orange is my favorite color, and I still want orange hair. I think I'm going to have to do that someday. Anyway, let me know in the comments who your favorite character was, and also let me know if you think I should dye my hair bright orange. I realized after watching the Shaggy Cookie tutorial that I say "and now" a lot. So, and now, let's decorate her hair. So I'm going to pipe in the lines on the inside of her hair for separation, and I don't want to cover those with the royal icing when I pipe in the whole hair, so I'm going to let those dry a little bit while I do her bangs. And now I'm going to pipe in the rest of her hair, being careful not to go over the lines I made earlier. One of the best tools you can have for decorating cookies is patience. It takes a long time to smooth the icing out sometimes, but it's all worth it in the end when you have a beautiful cookie that you know is going to make someone's day special. I didn't want to pipe over that line, so I didn't go all the way up next to her hair, and I'm going to use my scribe to get the icing where I need it to go. And I got a little bit of icing on her bangs where I didn't want it to go, so I'm going to use a very slightly dampened paintbrush to kind of shape that icing and move it off of the bangs and put it where I want it to go. And then let's pipe the right side of her hair. I'm going to use the paintbrush again on this side to get the icing off of the headband. And I'm going to use the paintbrush at the bottom of the cookie to try to make sure that the oval is consistent with the outline because I want this royal icing transfer to fit my cookie perfectly. Moving down to the scarf, I'm going to pipe the wrinkle lines. I'm going to pipe each one twice because I'm making a wall that I don't want the icing to go over when I flood it in. And now that those lines have had a chance to dry, I will go ahead and pipe in her scarf. I'm going to use the paintbrush again to get the scarf icing off of her hair and also to get some of the icing off of the wrinkle line. I let that side of the scarf dry, and then now I'm going to go back and pipe in the other side. And that's it for Daphne. We'll let her dry completely, at least 8 to 12 hours, and then we'll lift her carefully off the transfer sheet. So I'm going to be very careful to get these cookies off the transfer sheet. I'm going to kind of bend the transfer sheet back a little bit just to get them started. And then I have a stencil scraper from the Cookie Countess that I'm just going to slide underneath each one of the transfers. If your transfers are fully dry, they should pop off of the sheet protector without any residue. So to attach our Daphne royal icing transfer to the cookie, we're going to carefully pick her up and turn her over and put a big squiggle of royal icing all around the back side of the royal icing transfer. This will attach it to the cookie, and the royal icing will act as a glue. And when placing the royal icing transfer down on the cookie, you want to be careful not to use too much pressure to push it down because it could easily break. And if any icing comes out from under the transfer when you push it down, just wipe it away with a damp paintbrush. That's it for our Daphne cookies. I think these came out really cute. I did go back later and outline the hair. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel so you can see the rest of the Scooby Doo series. So stay tuned and don't change that channel. Thanks for watching.
Scooby Dooby Doo!